and make them defend and just move the line of the ball as much as they possibly can.
They're on shifting sand at the moment. Grigg, second chance, does well, feeds it back to Douglas. He's an expert at having the hurried kick out of congestion is Douglas. Jenkins, was he taken high? Something happened to him. Kick comes from Otten. High ball where the shadow meets the sunshine. Varco got it from Corey and now he's holding the ball.
Yeah, and that is the correct interpretation of that free kick too. If you take on the tackler, you've had an opportunity to get rid of the ball. Here, just watch this again. Here's a collision. It might have just been a stray hand across the face there, maybe a finger in the eye. Yep. But here's Varco, gets the opportunity to fend off, runs into the next tackle, and that's the correct decision.
Well done by Matthew Wright. Really went in hard. He jolted Varco there. And as a result, he's lining up at his third goal. Merely a forward specialist comes in and shows why. 3 goals this afternoon. 38 plays 62. Still a pulse.
2 hard nuts together. Dennis Sloan won that hard nut battle.
Crouch did brilliantly as well. Gave it to Thompson, who was flying past. He kicks inside the forward 50 and low down. Lynch has taken the mark.
That's a great kick, isn't it, from Thompson coming through the middle of the ground.
Lynch plays on, right on the 50. Kick is on the way, and it's good. Back-to-back goals for the Crows against what we were expecting, certainly. 62-44.
Just thinking Sloan's one-on-one win against Duncan was just massive there, wasn't it?
It was, and you expect nothing less from him too, to show that sort of determination. But in the middle of the ground there, and they stayed inside that corridor then. Even Lynch in that lead, he didn't get too far outside the corridor. He wasn't sucked too far up the ground, and that's where he can become really dangerous and keep Mackie really occupied.
So this was the key. This was the key one.
Yep.
Sloan versus Duncan.
Yep, just a half chance, quick handball, overlap, great kick under real pressure there from Thompson too to Lynch.
So Adelaide with a little chance here. Couple of goals in a row. Crowd getting involved. Not a big crowd today. Kick to centre half. Oh, what a mark again by you know who.
Didn't flinch. And
he had 2 good Crows at him. Crouch and also Douglas. Bartell's kick to Motlop, and then Motlop to half forward. Podsiadly's been quiet today. McKay getting back. Was looked a bit high. Kelly is a goal. They've done it again, Geelong. They are unbelievable. Well, he threw that, McKay, got away with it. Bartell. And then Bartell off that step. Podsiadly and Hawkins. Couldn't quite that time. Pod's in a good spot. Caddy's kicked 2. You know he'll kick it. It's Geelong going forward. They just don't miss. He's kicked 3.
It's a good kid, that one.
Their efficiency has been remarkable.
He talked about world records when Dennis was asleep at Geelong last week. We may be seeing a world record for inside 50s and goals today. It just feels remarkable, doesn't it?
31.
Allegedly, I was asleep. I said I woke up. I never admitted to being asleep.
I thought you did admit to being asleep.
No.
Sorry, dude.
You're awake. You're well and truly awake now, though, aren't you?
Oh, I'm sparking, yes.
31 inside 50s for their 12 goals. I mean,
amazing.
that is remarkable efficiency.
Again, that Geelong efficiency going forward. They've just been outstanding today. Podsy with the little handball to Caddy, and he finishes it off. And time is up for Mitch Grigg's time on the ground. He's back the sub. Rory Ladd's good to go.
Well, he made a pretty good first impression to the young fella from Norwood.
He did.
Like him, left footer. He'll be proud of those 20 minutes he played. Jenkins smothered off his hands there by Caddy. Van Berlo kicks it forward, taken by Wright. Just a little chip inside the forward 50, off hands. Leading back is Mackie. A couple of players for Geelong stepped aside. Down goes Lynch. And it's a high tackle. He's getting a free kick 25 metres out. So you'd expect him to kick this one. His only goal in the game was a beauty.
He's a good, strong player, though, isn't he, Tom Lynch, around the ball?
He's growing in confidence. He really took Collingwood on Friday Night Football. Previous game to last, and this one is good enough. So he's got 2, and very much involved in this revival as Adelaide creep to within 24. Fame. Smith out of the congestion. Now it's a race out towards the wing. Here's a chance. Outnumbered is Jenkins, but Jenkins pretty nimble for a big man. He's quick in a fast line. He looks back. Over his shoulder he saw Lonigan was getting close, and as a result stumbled, but he gets the ball back. 35 metres out, snaps, goals. Perseverance. Josh Jenkins. Corner. McKay trying to find a way through. In trouble was Lyon. Slipped it away though. Well played. Eventually it comes across towards Smith. The high ball inside the forward 50. Reaching over the top. Lonigan only as far as Lynch, and he's kicked another goal.
Maybe a little bit lighter than what it's been for the rest of the game.
Hey, Lingy, interesting response from Bix there on Thompson. I mean, how do you read the Thompson sub?
Yeah, really interesting one. I would have thought you want your best midfielder going in to the most important last quarter of the year for them. Really surprised. He wasn't happy when he got subbed out. Yeah, that is a big move.
It'll be a massive talking point here tomorrow, that's for sure. Douglas has been superb. Henderson, by the way, 11 disposals in that third quarter, up to 24. Douglas now 25. Lynch kicked 3 in the third quarter. They need the first, Adelaide. Porplesia searching for it. Who's going for it? It's Vince. He's a good kick, Bernie. It's a goal. He's a beautiful kick. And Adelaide have got a chance, a real chance. Well, they needed the first, and Vince, he is a superb kick. I mean, the first time I saw him training, Johnny Reid said to me, he kicks a footy like Darren Jarman, this boy. He hadn't played a game at that stage. Well, he's not as good as Jars, but he can kick a football.
He can, and Lynch has been very good in the second half as well. 3 goals in that third term, but that kick to space then was what actually enabled Adelaide to set up that goal-scoring chance.
They got a game.
How clever was that from Bernie Vince? I mean, it hasn't been easy, the conditions out here today to kick goals, particularly when you're laying them across your boot with your opposite leg.
And the breeze blowing out from the goals. That is a heck of a goal. One of the best we've seen in a long time. And generally, every round is peppered with great goals. Here's Sloan again. Played with great heart. Gave it to a teammate in Van Berlo, and then got it back. Then swings it out wide. Brown pushing up from half-back, sends it down towards the 50. How will it bounce? Mackey came to it in the opposite direction, Tambling. Having a swing at the ball, and missing there was White. Over the football, Porplesia. On top of him, Mackey. Trying to reach in as Bartel. He's still battling after it. Lyons ruefully picks himself up, and the umpire has called for it.
Well, Adelaide were in this position against Collingwood. Remember last week, they got to about the same margin. They had chances and fell away. No tomorrow for the Crows. And Geelong need to win to stay in the top 2. Little toe poke from McKay and a boundary throw in. Well, this has been a surprising comeback.
Game on. We'll keep a tally of these contested possessions in the last quarter. 121-118 in favour of the Adelaide Crows. That will tell the tale at the end of the game.
Only Collingwood and Brisbane have beaten Geelong this year. Both games by a goal or less. Vince sort of coughed it up. Douglas, Henderson, Smith, Tambling. Told you, it's a big quarter for Tambling here. Can he be part of an Adelaide revival? Grigg, boundary throw-in. How much do they believe here? I mean, are they half or are they fully committed to giving everything to win here?
It looked like there was a lot of emotion in that three-quarter time huddle there with their coach Brenton Sanderson, but they're playing the champions. I mean, nobody's better at closing out a game than Geelong.
Talia, after Corey's kick, went down to half forward, sends it back towards his side's half forward line, off hands. Down goes Guthrie. Umpire decides it's a ball out. In fact, it's Caddy at the base of that pack.
Guys, get up.
So it'll be thrown up about 70 metres out from Adelaide's attacking goal. Sloan, the only man who went, knocks it into the path of Douglas. Tries to soccer off the ground, kicking in danger, says the umpire. Free kick to Enright. This is where they're dangerous. Building something off half-back. Corey Enright, with the ball in his hand, spells trouble. Not much movement up ahead, though, so he simply kicks to a contest on the wing. Podsy Adley's in front. Reaching over the top was Rutten. Corey came hard. Rutten met him halfway. And again, the bodies go in willingly, and the umpire wants it.
Dennis, it's a half win. It's a small win when you're playing against Geelong. If you actually force them to kick down the line then like they were off half-back, because so many of their goals have been built from half-back today.
They have Sloan, Tambling, belting forward. And picked off by Lonigan. As Dennis said, this is where Geelong builds so much, when they try and set some structure up and then create opportunities. Blitz halves, well done Sloan. Crouch has been very, very good. Henderson, so much of the ball. Can Jenkins get involved? He was wheeling the wrong way. Picked off by Lonigan. Duncan brushes aside. Mackie, good tackle, but Mackie was strong enough. Stringer to Caddy, and now Geelong going forward, one-on-one. Talia makes a terrible mistake, and Hawkins kicks a goal. And Geelong have done it so well again.
Go back to the turnover, though, that kick into the forward line. McKay was actually short. He'd shaken free of the Geelong defenders. The eyes had to be lowered at that point. They kicked to a 1-on-3. I mean, Jenkins was never going to be in the contest then. And then Geelong have been so brilliant at being able to maintain possession of the balls. They've gone from one end of the ground to the other, rarely gone outside the corridor. And again, that one-on-one contest, and Talia overplaying it. Well, there's a kick from Caddy, and Talia just overplaying the situation, and a simple goal there for Hawkins, who's been really good this afternoon.
Yep. On a difficult day, he's taken 8 marks, 5 in that second term. What you'd call a good air day. It's socket forward with the outside of the boot. McKay wanders wide of the centre circle with courage. Douglas kept it going. McKay gave it across to Tambling, upended. Corey, they're going in strongly both sides now. The will is there still. Van Berlo kicks inside the forward 50. Sloan comes up. In his hip pocket is Mackie, clattering into the pair of them. And a knee as well from Otten was Selwood. He's moved it just outside the defensive 50, and the umpire wants it, and the crowd very much involved. They can see this season drifting away from their beloved Crows. Disappointing for the most part this year, but against Collingwood on Friday night football showed some heart, and again today still hanging around, still a remote chance under pressure. Henderson touched off the boot. Blixarves goes back, claimed it. It was touched, as I said, so he plays on, gives it to Motlop.
Did well, Blixarves, and then Motlop, and now they're on here, Geelong. Stokes to Kelly. They've got some numbers, the Cats. Well, he decided not to go. That's a strange play. Kelly absolutely butchered it, and you don't say that about Kelly too often. He had 2 Geelong players free and kicked it to Talia.
And Bruce, Geelong have made their substitute. Travis Varco is the man who's been subbed out, surprisingly. Jordan Murdoch into the game.
Well, gee, I tell you what, maybe the wind's changed, Lingy. That kick from Adelaide went a mile. Crouch gets it from Grigg. Douglas. Now he's a long kick, Douglas. He'll have a shot. He's kicked behind. No, so Varco off, Lingy. He had a quiet day, Varco. 4 disposals, so they need him to be running into form before September.
Yeah, you're right, Bruce. A very quiet day, but you'd expect someone like him to be able to have an impact late in the game. He's such a powerful runner, but yeah, he's someone they need up and firing. We know how good he can be.
Josh Hunt kicks it, and Jenkins.
Good call, Dennis. It was a remarkable mark. It's like out driving Bubba Watson, wasn't it? I mean, to do Taylor like that, that's what Taylor does.
Hey, Bruce, the wind doesn't change.
No, but you feel like...
Because that kick from halfback carried the Adelaide Crows way, and the kick from Hunt actually looked like it held up.
I reckon the breeze has turned here. Lingy's our expert. We'll get him to put his finger up in a minute. Hey, Harry got out harried there, Lingy. We feel like Adelaide are getting some distance with their kicks.
Yeah, not too often Harry Taylor gets beaten in a one-on-one marking contest. The wind has probably going straight across the ground more than ever.
So Selwood, well done, Selwood. This has been Geelong all day. Every time Adelaide have got a goal, the Cats at a crucial time have been able to bang one back, and Motlop getting it from Selwood.
Bruce, yeah, it's definitely not as strong favouring that one end, the right of screen. It is going across the ground and swirling a little bit. Really clever there by Joel Selwood, but you'd think both teams can actually get a little bit of advantage from the wind in this last quarter.
We spent a lot of Friday night footy talking about leadership at North Melbourne. Selwood's leadership there. That's just brilliant. When your captain can do that, team being challenged, and he just takes it upon himself to set the goal up. And the goal turns into something not nearly as pretty. It's out on the full. Gee, the breeze got hold of that place too.
Watch this mark again. Just good use of the body there early by Ottens, just moving Harry off the line. And then a solid clunk there with just the one arm.
Jenkins finds himself in defence now, runs it up, tumbles a kick towards the outer side, bounces high in the air, Otten laid it down to Crouch. Griggs got it. Oh, intended to go back to Crouch, chopped off brilliantly by Mackie. Experience and evidence there. Against the first gamer, Mackie gave him enough rope, then stole the footy. Inside the centre square, string of the high lobbed ball. They come from all directions. Eventually just two flew. This breeze making it difficult to judge the flight. There's going to be a free kick. It'll go Van Berlo's way. He was pushed in the back. And 50 metres against Geelong. Van Berlo will run it up. Time, no real problem at this early stage of the term, although they've got a bit of making up to do. It's more about having an open forward line. Van Berlo wants to get it in there as quickly as he can. Storms through midfield. One-on-one, Douglas lurking behind. Finds the football, could have been taken high. Hand pass comes across from Porplisha to Crouch. Oh, well done, Van Berlo. The skipper thought his way through. Crouch setting it up. Terrific stuff. A point the difference.
I'm going to make a big statement, Tim. This boy will be a champion. He'll be a 200 gamer. He's got it.
Yeah, he's got the ingredient.
That was such a clever kick, and Van Berlo said that was such a clever goal.
And what Van Berlo did then too, and he forced the issue.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he should have been allowed to run on the way that he did. The umpire was still sort of marking the spot for the 50-metre penalty, but by getting the ball there as quickly as he did, he put enormous pressure on the Geelong defence. Just watch that pick up there by Porplisha, and just half a second to actually sum up what he had to do there. That's a great finish by a young player.
So Adelaide, unbelievably here, within a point. Geelong missed that goal from Motlop. So Caddy forward, Henderson not quite, Podsiadly, Talia. And the ball. Just talking about Crouch, Lingy, he's just been so impressive today.
Oh, he has, Bruce. So much composure for such a young guy. And we mentioned before the game, he's got that big body, so he's really strong and good in traffic as well.
So Adelaide really making a strong run here. Jacobs getting it back. Duncan did it well. Back to Mackie. Good setter-upper, Mackie. Off a step, kicks it wide. Podsiadly's had a quietish game. Adelaide want the boundary line. Henderson's had a wonderful match, particularly in the second half. And Smets it was there.
They're playing the professionals, though, aren't they, Adelaide? This is a side that's used to these tough, close, hard finishes.
Cats by a point. Jacobs hooks it down. Vince, no way through there. Podsiadly and Stokes waiting for him.
It's almost like Jimmy Bartell and Joel Selwood and Enright. They love these moments. They love these contests. They love being tested in these situations.
Stokes rubbing the Buddha's head right there as he got up. Podsiadly just for luck. Wide of the pack. Selwood goes at 4. And he misses. Well, Bruce made the point. He's left it, but not enough have come with him so far in this last quarter. The real efforts coming from the Crows. Kick out from Henderson. There's Selwood again in the frame. Knocks it down in front. Crashing the pack. Beating Tambling. And doing well was Caddy. A centering ball. Henderson, though. Spring Heel Jack takes the mark. Grigg in his first game demanding the football on the outer side. Goes in that general direction. Up comes Lynch. Needs support. Where's the first gamer? Well, he's nowhere to be seen, just hanging back off the pack there, and Guthrie quite content to watch it go out of bounds.
Henderson, his numbers in the last 3 weeks have been outstanding, but again today, he's been such a sure handle, or had such a sure handle of the ball.
They've been tempted to push him forward too, Tim, but he's played so well across the back half. Stokes getting it from Podsiadly. Well done, Van Berlo. Victor Thompson's getting itchy feet, sitting it out right now. He'd love to be in there. Lingy, do you give Adelaide any chance? I mean, they're 2 points behind. It's a silly question, maybe, but sure they're a chance, but do you give them a real chance?
Bruce, genuine chance. And I know maybe I'm a little bit worried about the Cats, and I'm a bit biased there, but I think Adelaide will get this one. I think they're just running over Geelong. I think a few key players that are down for Geelong. Podsiadly's been quiet. James Kelly's been quiet. And they're relying on those players that Tim's been talking about, the real stars, to stand up and kick their goals. I think Adelaide will win it.
Gee, Podsiadly goes back. Gee, Duncan had to win a hard ball, and he did. And then runs it hard to Stokes. Quiet day, Stokes. Normally a good finisher. Looks up, well played. To the kid, to Blitzarves. The half-time star today.
Well,
in those situations.
form, what do we think?
It's a tough kick. We saw the last one from Motlop, and he couldn't read the wind. He actually laid it out to the left, believing the wind was going to go left to right. So I'm not sure whether Blitzarms were watching that really closely. You need to just kick it low, hard and flat, right at the centre of the goals.
Well, he's not a sophisticated kick, is he? But it was just the right kick, and Geelong gets some breathing space.
That was good play there by Stokes.
Oh.
Those experienced players. Ball in hand, half forward, had options, didn't blaze away, didn't get flustered by the situation, just kept his cool. And then in the end, he had probably 3 targets. By just hanging on to the ball for a bit longer, the players moved and they gave him the lead. And in the end, he chose Blitzarms to kick the ball to, and it was the right option.
Massive centre clearance there. Adelaide have been good in the centre clearances. They need this one.
There it is, the setup again. That was a really smart handball over the top there, just to space, held on to it, summed up his options, and then kicked accurately and correctly to the right one.
So the Cats back to an 8-point lead. Backhanded down by Simpson. Selwood again finds the football, accelerates away, looks towards the outer side, puts it to space. The new legs on the ground. Murdoch onto the ball. The tired legs of Sloan in pursuit. Murdoch's kick wide of the mark. It's a behind. So they're up by 9 points now, and Lingy, I think, about to suggest he was misquoted by the boundary rider.
Selwood rising to the occasion, Dennis. He's had 3 disposals, all clearances in this quarter. I mean, he just senses the occasion.
It's been superb, Selwood. Rutten goes back. What a good game Douglas has had today. Well done, Adelaide, in the end. Lions. Guthrie in a good spot. Did it well, Guthrie, on right.
Been good today, Guthrie.
Well, he's been able to hold a spot, Tim. I mean, he's really done a great job across half-back for the last sort of 10, 12 weeks, Guthrie. I feel like he's made his mark. Simpson. The rucks will be interesting come September. Who gets the ruck? You've got Blitzarms and Simpson, the incumbents. Talia almost. They probably held on to. So Douglas getting it from Van Berlo. Bouncing. Man coming at him. Sort of teased at Douglas. Down the ground. He wanted that, Douglas. He sort of drew the man to him. Yeah, he did.
Here, please, Macca.
Well, this is the Van Berlo situation of a moment ago. Can Adelaide take advantage? So no one on the mark from McKay should scamper off here. Well, he kicks it to where he could have scampered off to, but he kicked it wide to a man who's had a really big impact in the second half.
Just got to put this one in a dangerous spot.
Man on the move, finds Smith, still outside the 50.
He's a very good kick, this guy, Dennis.
Let's see what he can do then. Goes from about 55. Long kick. It's a beauty. Now, Geelong suggesting they touched it. The goal umpire not quite so sure.
What's your call?
I believe it's a behind. I just want to make sure.
So, as in a touched or a behind?
Behind.
As in a behind? Yeah. Okay. Score review. Umpire's call is a behind. Can you please just check?
So this is about which side of the post of it?
Yes.
Jim, just wait for it by the whistle. Thanks.
Geelong are just taking a bit of a, I suppose, insurance there, suggesting they did touch it.
It's a point. Yeah, clearly a point. See, the umpire
Review complete.
just can't see the ball.
No, well, there's some big bodies in front of him, so that's fair enough, I guess. Jenkins jumping up in front of him. So they get it behind when they needed a goal. Margin 8 points. Bartel to himself, runs it out, kicks outside the 50. Otten hanging on to Taylor, no free kick. Taylor goes to ground, picked up by his opposite number 7, Van Berlo around the corner. Well done, Vince. Releases Crouch, accelerates, just touched as he was kicking by Duncan, enough to affect the kick. Josh Hunt came through strongly, slaps it out. Selwood, met hard by Vince, then goes back on Josh Hunt, applies a strong tackle. But umpire Farmer sensing that was a hot situation, quickly comes in to try and diffuse it, but
You ran it here. You ran it here.
take a bit of doing.
Move out the way.
Good umpiring, really good stuff. Pleasure, good give. Lions to full forward. Jenkins well played, Lonigan. Terrific by Enright. To Podsiadly. Sweeps it out wide. Mackie on the left foot. Measures it down the ground. Out of bounds will be all right for the Cats. They won't mind. Brown toe pokes. Murdoch the fresh legs. He's an Adelaide boy. Caught up, held up. Umpire's going to ping him.
free kick.
I don't think it's a rule any of us like, but it is a consistent rule. So Rutten, Crows keep on coming here. Rutten to full forward, Jenkins front spot, Lonigan, Mackie front and centre, and then belting the ball out. McKay couldn't quite hold it. Laird, been good Laird. Has he kicked it too far? He has. And a boundary throw-in, so still time.
Here's what Joel Selwood had to say at three-quarter time. A little bit of venom maybe in that conversation, and then maybe a little bit of venom and aggression in that bump there from Bernie Vince to Joel Selwood as well.
Perfectly okay, of course. No suggestion it wasn't. Jenkins with strength, almost got it. Douglas did, kicks it inside the 50. Running back hard is right, coming across his bow is Simpson, picked up by Guthrie. Slips it away to Taylor. Taylor defending grimly. High ball towards the outer side. What a wonderful mark. Blixards, who got that goal moments ago at the other end. Under pressure, running with a flight at that time. And we're watching this tall young man grow up before our eyes. So athletic. And a lot of courage required there. Not a good kick, though. Henderson. This is a career best by him, coming up for his 29th possession. He's short of the wing, kicks it out wide. Sloan, irrepressible, takes the mark.
They've been two of the best players on the ground, haven't they? Sloan and Henderson, the kick to half forward. Taylor, well done, belting it away. And Dennis, you're so right about Blitzarves. What a last quarter. Enright, Duncan, Podsy Adelaide. This is where Geelong have been so dangerous all day. Motlop protected the flight of the ball. Adelaide have got the numbers. Laird, Henderson off a step, Tambling. Tambling should move it, he does. Adelaide through the centre, Brown, Lynch. Doesn't really get the kick. Wobbly, Jenkins. Well, they've got all the numbers now. Geelong, Selwood, he's just too strong. Just got rid of Van Berlo so easily, Selwood. And now the Cats are away.
Smets the long testing kick inside the forward 50. Only two defenders inside the defensive 50. Getting back is Henderson. Clicks it back, trying to accommodate some support coming from the centre of the ground. Rutten got there, knocked it towards the boundary. Eventually it's gone out, and it's going to be a free kick, and it will go to Podsy Adelaide, will it? He's slow to get up. Now it's going the other way against Podsy Adelaide. Not sure what the call was there.
I think he slung him after the ball went out of bounds, Dennis.
And hurt himself.
Gee, Henderson's almost best man on the ground, isn't he? I mean, his last half has been remarkable. McKay to centre wing. Simpson. So Simpson and Blitzarves. So Henderson's had 18 disposals since half-time.
That's not going to get the job done, though, just kicking the ball long and high down the line to the tallest players on the opposition side.
So against
Stopped.
McKay, I think, and Murdoch.
Missed the ball, got him in the head, doesn't matter. Time back on.
So Murdoch, Geelong hanging on to him, kicking a bit lead. 5 minutes to go.
Murdoch unloads then. Hangs in the fading light. Missing it was Laird. Going back after it, Caddy. And this one is way too narrow, out of bounds on the fall.
They're the balls
that
Rutten loves, though, aren't they? The ones that are high like that. He bodied himself beautifully against Podsy Adelaide then and just nudged him under the ball.
Greg goes along the boundary. Clears the players out there. Jenkins, cast in the role of a rover, decides to take Simpson on. Runs the boundary line. Has had one bounce and a second. Closing is Murdoch. Down went Jenkins. Ball spilled out of there. In the opposite direction was Stokes. Hitting the ball hard and getting a free kick as McKay. It was courageous. He clattered into Selwood. He knew what was coming. Won the free kick. They're down by 8 points. Still plenty of time. 4.5 minutes to go. McKay. This is a high kick as well. Get under that one. They're tired kicks there. Comes down to Van Berlo. Van Berlo snaps and puts it through.
Gee, two captains have played big last quarters. I mean, you pointed out earlier, Dennis, when he got the advantage free kick, the importance of Van Berlo playing on, and he's just kicked what we call the old captain's goal, hasn't he?
And just put it in the spot there too. Here's McKay's kick, okay? Now, it was just a high ball to 2-on-2 there. Mackie almost got in the contest. You get the crumb at front and centre, and then you finish the job off. I mean, there's nothing cute about that. It's just effective, and in the end, it's efficient footy as well.
So, Lingy, what's important now? I mean, everything's on the line for certainly for the Crows, what's the important thing that has to happen?
Well, first things first, Bruce, this centre bounce is so crucial. If they can punt the ball inside forward 50, even if they don't kick the goal straight away, just lock it in there. It all comes down to crucial contest. Rory Sloane on the wing out here by himself if they can get it out to him.
Simpson gets over the top. Douglas worried out of it. Selwood so good there. Simpson forward. And Smets takes a clever mark.
3-on-3 here.
Loading up. Hawkins versus Talia. What a good mark by Talia. He out-hawked the Hawk.
That was terrific. Talia out of the back pocket, then to the outer side. Jacobs was up. Off his hands, fell in front. McKay, Jacobs. Fitting that hand pass through was Greg. Laird at close quarters. Van Berlo under real pressure, surrounded by Cat. Spills wide, taken by Vince. Somehow found a way through and some clear air. He kicked it down towards half forward. That's in the back, surely on Tambling. Socket off the ground by Douglas. No free kick. Goes inside the forward 50. Running on his right. He got it back from Porplesia. He's 25 metres out and closing. Crows lead. What a comeback. He's got 4.
This has been a fantastic response by Adelaide. This is something none of us expected.
Gee, Brendan Vince has been good this last quarter too. But this mark, I mean, that was just a great mark there from Taylor, one-on-one with Hawkins. And the fact that this bloke, he worked so hard. I mean, he was up at the wing there, right? But he sensed the ball was going to be won by the Adelaide Crows. He rolled the dice. He ran hard forward. In the end, he was the beneficiary.
They've kicked 8 of the last 10 rights, kicked 4. Geelong have only lost 2 games this year, both of them by a goal or under.
They've got the big guns in there at the centre bounce, so Joel Corey, James Kelly, Joel Selwood.
It's been 72 minutes since Adelaide's been in front. Can they hang on for 3 more? There's one of the big guns, Tim. Brought down, and that looked high. Free kick, Van Berlo. Well, the skipper, both skippers have really had an impact on this last quarter.
Still ample time. Chris Scott, I'm sure, still a believer. There's Otten, left half back. A bit too early to think about milking the clock. They'll come along the line. High ball. Simpson works in front. Jacobs and Simpson. Thumped away by the latter. Opportunity now for Douglas. Dangerous kick. 2 men inside the forward 50. One of whom, Enright, gets a fist on it. Mackey's got it, in trouble. Held up, right, playing inspired football. Tackled by Simpson. Down he goes 60 metres out. He's trying to get rid of it. According to the umpire, and that's what he saw, so we'll have a ball up.
That's his crowd coming to this game.
That's right.
Selwood.
He's a gun, isn't he?
He's a magnificent leader. And he ducks his head, we know all that, but no one's more courageous. Kicks to the centre square, and that's a free kick to Adelaide.
Jumped straight into him.
Henderson's been...
He jumped into him, didn't contest the ball.
Outstanding.
Very good ball, though, too. I mean, how adventurous was that kick? How speculative was the kick?
Yep. So Henderson now, the clock, we're getting close. Oh, finds it. Adelaide are getting close to being able to milk it. Not quite, but you feel it. They're getting within 30 seconds of it. Talia's got options here. He's going to go wide and long, and Lynch tries to turn his man. And Adelaide have got it a long way from Geelong's goal. No team is better at taking the ball from one end to the other. But this is a slippery ball now, and players are exhausted.
8 numbers, 8 Adelaide Crow players behind the ball. So you might expect Geelong to win this ball, but they've got nowhere to go.
Well, initially it's a big clearance down in front. It's Joel Corey, slips a hand pass away to Stokes. In turn to Mackey. Mackey on the line of the square, spirals it down towards half forward. Trying to punch it forward down there was Otten. Slammed forward by Taylor. He tracks it down towards the pocket. Harry Taylor went to ground unnecessarily. Well, he was trying to keep it alive, and now a free kick is coming back to Bartel against Vince. He was off the ball.
Just come across the top. Just come back to me, please. Half a metre. Come back to me, please.
How quickly did they break then, Geelong? Adelaide actually had 2 extra players, and they avoided those 2 players and kicked right over their heads.
Well, Bartel has decided he'll take responsibility. Runs around, hooks, and has missed.
Gee, now the clock.
And he used up some time.
They've all pushed up the ground here, though.
He's kicked a famous point or two that has actually won a game for them, but not that time.
They needed more that time. Adelaide by 3 points.
There'll be 18 Geelong players in the zone.
Tim, you practice this, don't you? I mean, this is all about the last minute of the match with the ball in hand. Can you keep your nerve? Can you keep it away? Well, this is massive, this bit here. Lonergan flew very hard. Kick back in from Enright. Who's going to get it? They come from everywhere. Corey off a step to full forward. Hawkins trying to, no mark. Yes, a mark. Paid.
Harry Taylor.
Well,
I tell you what, he's just received a 5-year contract worth $3 million. Look at the looks on the faces there.
he just puts himself in the right spot, Harry, doesn't he?
Some mark too, wasn't it? Went back and got it.
And umpire's called time on here as well, or time off here.
Well, this is Geelong's last chance. They kick this, they win, you'd think. If they don't, Adelaide should win. So, Taylor, he's missed. Adelaide are in a very, very good position now. What do they do here? Can you believe it, Lingy, Bartel and Taylor?
Two players that you'd want kicking for goal, Bartel and Taylor. I do not believe it. Somehow, Geelong have got to force them long down the line and win this contest.
Well, it's a howling win. No easy kicks close to goal in those pockets. Big pack at the drop of the ball. Seconds ticking away. Picked up there by Duncan. Advances the ball about 10 metres. Lions diving after it. Surely that's deliberate. But no, it's not. We'll have a boundary throw in. We're down to 3 seconds. Well, it's grab the footy, kick it inside the 50 and have it land on somebody's chest. That's all that Geelong can do here. Otherwise, they're gone. Boundary throw in. It's over. What a win. What a remarkable comeback by the Adelaide Crows.